Hello and welcome back to another episode. Now today I want to expand a little bit on something that I mentioned in my previous video, and that is one of these, the Argos Catalogue. Now the Argos Catalogue was very important to my childhood, and I suspect that there are quite a few people out there who have similar fond memories of their time thumbing through this tome as children. Now this may be something which you just don't get unless you've grown up in Britain in the last 30, 40, 50 years or whatever. But certainly if you understand this, you will understand that the most important part of the Argos Catalogue as children was the toy section, and that's what we're going to go pretty much straight to today. So it's got everything as the Argos Catalogue. You've got a bit of home appliances, you've got furniture, you've got stuff to put in your office, all that kind of thing. But really, the most important section, and here the section is the orange section, I believe, of the catalogue, is toys. Now, there we go. Get set for toys. Now obviously in this version of the Argos Catalogue you've got this element of being able to scan the page to see more. It's got lots of interactive elements which old Argos Catalogues never really had. But to be honest, the feel is still very much the same. This is the most recent one that's just come out, and I just loved as a child being able to go from page to page and I suppose sort of fantasize about being able to own most of this stuff. Now this is the younger children's stuff, and I suspect for the most part I'd have flicked through this as a child. But even things like, for example, and this is like a little slight secret of mine, I as a child really liked the idea of having a play kitchen. Sadly most play kitchens though were pink and still are pink today, so here's one. But I really liked the idea of actually being a chef, and if only they hadn't all been pink and naff like that, I might have been able to convince people to buy me one. Anyway, got a play post office. That's the kind of thing that I spend hours sort of looking at and thinking, wouldn't that be cool to have at home? And to be honest, I don't know if it's the same for you guys out there, but it was never really about actually buying it. It was more about just knowing what was available. That's really what the beauty of the Argos Catalogue was that you could keep up to date with, I suppose, the latest developments in toys. Now I seem to be struggling to get to the more interesting sections here, so let's just flick through. So here we are, Lego. That's certainly a good start. Now I have to say I'm not a big fan of the current trend in Lego towards more and more bespoke sets. So for example, we've got the Frozen set here. I don't know, recently there's been, say, Harry Potter Lego and this kind of thing. And I don't know, that's because you've got these special pieces which can only be used in those little worlds. You know, it's sort of, I think it limits your ability just to muck about with Lego and make your own stuff. I do quite like the new Lego City stuff though, and again it's kind of similar to the Argos Catalogue. I remember the first time I saw the old fire station, the old school fire station in the Argos Catalogue. It had the sort of slide down doors. I remember being amazed by the ingenuity of Lego. You know, Lego today, I thought when I was a kid. How lucky we are! What an age we live in. But yeah, so more and more Lego, DC superheroes. Again, very specific sets, and I don't necessarily wholly agree. And ironically, actually, the Lego Movie, which is all about being creative, all about not sticking to the plans, they've got some of the most unique and bespoke, prescriptive Lego sets out there. It's a bit of a shame. Pirates! The pirate ship! I've still got today my Caribbean Clipper. Sadly, I always wanted it's kind of the equivalent of this though, but the old school red and white sailed pirate ship. Oh man, and again I just look at it, this is $79.99, probably would have been about the same then, and I couldn't have afforded it, but knowing what it looked like and having the Argos Catalogue to keep up to date with this stuff was very important as a child. Me and my brother always had, in fact more often than not, we'd have a copy each of the Argos Catalogue. Star Wars Lego, Halo Lego-ishness, Call of Duty's nonsense, no. They're not really into that. Dino Land. Look at that, an inflatable dinosaur, 90 centimetres tall. Again, this is the kind of thing that I would have loved, absolutely loved, and again, was in the Argos catalogue back then. But the ability to have a dinosaur that's basically almost as tall as you as a kid, that's incredible. Move your dinosaur forwards, backwards, left and right. Wow, that's pretty funky. I remember getting a 4-way pinball machine game. What was it called? Was it like Pinball Dome, Battle Dome from Argos? And that, again, we first saw that in the Argos catalogue. Oddly though, no, sorry, not oddly. Obviously though, being just me and my brother for the most part, 4-way pinball wasn't easy. Toy Story, the Minions. Now the Minions, actually, interestingly, I think you could say that they've been cynical in creating these characters, but actually, I think they're quite cool. They've been interesting. They're sort of riding the line between being cynical, marketable toy type things, and being quite interesting individual characters for almost like role models, I guess, for kids. Anyway, let's see. Power Rangers. I remember the original Megazord. First saw that in the Argos catalogue with the Power Rangers. Obviously never got it, could never afford it. But again, the fact that you could see, because here's the equivalent of the Megazord today, just here. Was it number 4? Power Rangers Super Megaforce Legendary Megazord, $35.99. Never could afford it at the time, but still being able to see it, knowing what was available, that was important. And yeah, gosh, I love the Argos catalogue. Transformers. It's nice to see them going sort of back to something like old school, but still not quite there. Now this, I don't like this. This is a lightsaber and blaster in one. So you got the lightsaber, you can see the little the handle there going on. And it can become a blaster. No, it doesn't. Lightsabers are an elegant weapon. Not so clumsy or random as a blaster. Turtles. It's amazing how things sort of come round and round again over and over. The number of times I desperately wanted to get Turtles, and also the Ghostbusters stuff. Remember seeing the Ghostbusters, was it the Firehouse in the Argos catalogue? I think actually we did get that one Christmas. It came with the slime. It could sort of squish your slime through the like there was like a grate in it, which was great. Thank you. Avengers, Age of Ultron, looking forward to that film. That should be good. I'm not really sure about this. Hero Mashers, where you can mix sort of Captain America, Hulk's arm and head, Spider-Man's leg. It's a bit strange, but no accounting for taste, eh? No accounting for taste. I suppose there were strange toys back when I was a kid as well, it's allowed. Minecraft. Now this is interesting how we've gone to the point where digital Lego has become physical Lego, and actually quite literally Lego are doing Minecraft Lego sets now, aren't they? I find that really interesting. Doctor Who. Doctor Who actually wasn't around when I was a kid. He was in the dark years. He was on hiatus. He actually reappeared when I first went to uni. So yeah, no Doctor Who in the Argos catalogues when I was a kid. These things, Nerf, my god, Nerf, and is it the Boomco blasters today? I've got a couple of, me and my wife love playing with the Boomco blasters. But the marketing for this stuff just hasn't changed in like 20 years. It's basically still the same. But it doesn't have to change because it's perfect. Again, I would look at this kind of stuff, and just want it. But also, not necessarily need to have it. Again, just knowing it existed was enough. That's what we've got. The wife and I. 2 of these. Actually, I think we got them from Argos. 2 for £15. Very good. The Far Shot. Fires over 70 feet. Cool. I always wanted one of those actually. It's like a laser tag. Oh, that's a laser trip wire, but like a laser tag for the house. That would have been cool. Also, I always wanted a snooker or pool table. But again, we just never had the space or the money for it. But the Argos catalogue kind of kept us sane, you know. You could sort of dream. You could dream with the Argos catalogue, and that's really what it was. It was just dreaming, you know. Just looking at what was available and thinking, oh, if only we had that stuff. But we were happy though, we were happy with what we had, don't get me wrong, we weren't just sort of going, oh, we just need more and more. No. I'm sure you know what I mean. This is all just about just fantasizing. Now, this sort of section here, where you've got for example, the PlayStation 4, again, very similar to how they launched, say, PlayStation 2, Xbox, this kind of thing. As I was talking about in my previous video, the GameCube, this kind of setup. So you have the console, you have games around it, and if the console's coming out later in the year, it'll say, you know, released in March, or will be released in March. So here's the Xbox section here. Do you know, I had one of these. I had one of these Afterglow controllers, and they're rubbish. The sticks just stopped working after a while. It was really a pain. And then I thought, well, actually what I can do is I can just plug in the USB element to a phone charger and have it as a lamp maybe on the set. And even then it broke. So I wouldn't recommend them. Afterglows, no. And let's see, is that basically us done? Oh, no. DS, I suppose the equivalent back then would have been the Game Boy section. And then Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. I've heard good things about it, but I'm going to wait until it goes down in price, I think. Even today, I've got no money. I'm a bit of a cheapskate. Disney Infinity. Oh man, that's an interesting concept right there. So anyway, guys, we've been through, I suppose, most of the toy section, and hopefully that's given you a bit of a sense of just what the Argos Catalogue was, and I suppose what it still is today. It was a collection of potential. It was, as I say, fantasizing. It was dreaming in many ways as a kid. We always had a copy in the house. Usually we had 2 copies in the house at least. Sometimes 3. One for me, one for my brother, one for my mum. And it was just nice to have. It was nice just to be able to look at this stuff. You could say that it's like a consumerist wet dream to have a catalogue like this in everyone's house. But it was fun actually. And actually often what we do is go through sort of circling things and saying, I want that eventually. But we almost never got. Most of the stuff in this thing we never got. But it was just fun to be able to look at it. It was window shopping. It was rainy day reading, you know? It was good fun. Anyway, if you have any memories about the Argos Catalogue, please do feel free to share them in the comments below. I've enjoyed getting this issue, actually, this particular edition, and just going back through it and just going, yeah, actually, it's the same, it hasn't really changed. And if you have any particular moments that come to mind, I really want to hear from you. Anyway, guys, as ever, until next time, do take care. Bye-bye.